Yeah,
or like even a million, maybe.
yeah. Well, I know like the born again Christians, there's about 3 million across the world. A little over
Yeah.
3 million. And I was just reading something. They were saying in a few years, Muslims is going to be the most popular religion in the world.
Oh, okay.
It's going to outdo Christians because right now, Christians are the majority in the world,
Uh,
but
yeah.
they're growing like 70% or something like that every couple of years. They're just like growing like crazy. Yeah, I don't know what their attraction is, but seems like they're really doing very well as far as getting new members to join the church, their religion. So I think then
Yeah.
by the end of this century, they're talking about the Muslims being Islam being the major religion in the world, and Christianity is having trouble.
Well,
Their level are dropping a little bit. They're not really getting new members, which is a shame. Judaism is almost gone. They Mark always says that
Judaism, not
Jews,
Judaism, Judaism.
all right, Jews are almost gone, as Mark would say, because they're always, there's a lot of interfaith marriages with the Jews, and they a lot of times will take on the religion of their
Well, when they
mate.
assimilate, that's the whole point. People have adapted and assimilated, and they lose their.
Yeah, I was trying to call in on the other number because I'm
Oh,
getting an echo on this
oh
number.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you remember the number? Five one
Wasn't
six
it five?
five one
Yeah.
six.
516 336 8510.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this thing fixed, but I'm having problems. All right, so go ahead, give us a call on the other number. All right, we're on. How's that?
Yeah.
Better?
Okay. Oh, there it is.
That's perfect.
Yeah, you sound better also here. Yeah, now
Oh,
you
okay.
now you're doing is just all this is basically dialing the right. We have a Skype number, and you're just dialing it to my Skype number.
Okay.
No, but
Yeah,
this is perfect.
yeah, it is good. So what do
Yeah, I
you?
always was trying to which one was you had the Orthodox Jews and the unorthodox Jews.
Well, there are three branches of Judaism. There's the Orthodox Jews, okay, who are the strict adherents to the Old Testament. Then you have conservative Jews, where by the way, in Orthodox Jewish Orthodoxy, services are always conducted in Hebrew, and men and women sit separately. Okay, in conservative Judaism, women can be called up to the Torah, the five books of Moses.
Mhm.
Women can sit with men, and the services are conducted in English, but a lot of Hebrew. Okay,
Mhm.
but they do have English. And then in Reform Judaism, most of the services are conducted in English. And of course, the men and women sit together.
And they have more
Okay.
music, and they're much more liberal in their ways. They're much more accepting. Now, the other thing you didn't mention is the Hasidic Jews.
Well, the Hasidic Jews are an offshoot of the Orthodox Judaism.
Yeah,
Okay,
but they're on their own. They're completely. They're more like the.
and there are varying sects within the Hasidic branch of the religion. Some of them grow what we call in Hebrew payas, which is the curls around the
Uh
ears.
huh.
Okay, they
Uh
let
huh.
their beards grow. They never trim or cut their beard.
Mhm.
They wear those furry hats and the long black coats.
They're a lot. A lot. They appear to be like Amish.
It's almost like
Yeah, I was about to say like Amish. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's almost like they came from Europe and they brought with them all of the European customs along with the religion.
Mhm.
Okay, they're not Americanized that much.
No, let's say the Amish are in a lot of ways are the same way.
Yeah.
They have the same appearance, always black with the black hats a lot, or because they don't always wear the fur. They also wear black hats.
Oh, they wear coveralls a lot, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So
But
yeah, just like in Christianity, different kinds of Christianity. There's different kinds
Uh-huh.
of Jews, and the Muslims have their own sects also, and the only difference is they fight between each other.
Sunni and Shia.
Sunni, Shia, Kurds.
Well, the Kurds are really like
Yeah.
either. I'm not sure whether they're Sunni or Shia, but
No, they're neither.
are they?
They're not either. They're their own religion,
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, it's
Like
all.
like you.
Yeah, like me. I'm like a mutt. I'm a little bit of everything. Now,
So the Orthodox is the one that where the women sit on one side and then
Yes.
yeah,
In an
hold on, sir.
in an Orthodox synagogue, you'll see the services. The men sit separately from the women, and there's usually, depending upon how Orthodox it is, in Hasidism, there's a sheet also between the men and the women, so they don't get to look at each other. The women are not allowed to be called up to the Torah. Only men are allowed to be called up to the Torah. Okay? And primarily the woman's function in the Hasidic community is to take care of the house and raise the children. That's her job.
and that's all they do is have children.
And that's what they did in Europe. Okay? The men would study the Bible, or they would have jobs, and the women would tend house and teach their daughters, how to become good mothers and good wives.
And what do they teach the sons?
But the fathers usually take the sons under their wing.
That's it's like everything else. Now it's when also in the Muslim religion, the women are separated from the men in the mosque.
The women pray at a certain time, men pray at a certain time, and I think the women pray upstairs and the men pray downstairs. They don't mix.
I know they don't mix, but I don't know how they're separated.
And of course, they take their shoes off. They have their prayer rugs.
Yeah. Now, like I know Chad, our guy that calls in a lot, and basically he has his own show, but he hasn't been able to really keep it up. He really doesn't follow anything but the religion. He doesn't follow politics. He doesn't, he almost all he does is work and I guess study and preach the Bible and try to.
Right. That's what he's doing tonight. He has his Bible class.
Now, do you get involved in politics or stuff like that, or not really?
Marcellus?
Hello?
Marcellus? Did we lose you? I think we did.
Yeah, I think we still shows him being on.
We were doing so much talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are
he
you
is.
there? I thought we lost you.
No, I had a call that had came in. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, no, what I was asking you is, like Chad is only gets involved with church and work. He does nothing else. He has he really has no other interests, and as he said, he's a slave of God, and that's it. He doesn't follow politics. He doesn't do none of that, really.
Well,
You get involved in...
he likes to say he's a slave to God's word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you get involved in politics? Do you follow it, or not really?
Me? Yeah, Jesus, he didn't do politics. So I guess there's really no reason, because politics, we usually end up in an argument.
That's
And,
what that's what Chad said.
It's really like because okay, at first God only told the people what to do, but then when the people said, they said, well, we want a king. We don't want a God we can't see. We need somebody we can look at. And so when God gave them Saul, then they was like, oh man, now look what we done asked for. So now it's actually more rules because of politics than if we just just had to obey God versus obeying God and the laws of the land. And I mean, you
Well,
have to have laws of the land, but it's just
well, you
I
see,
mean, you don't like this person.
when God had Samuel appoint Saul as king, and then David and Solomon, and then David, uh, he was both a religious leader and a military leader. They had the
Yeah,
prophets to interpret the Bible and what God says. Okay,
yeah,
because Chad likes to say that there are a lot of things that Isaiah says in the Old Testament that foretell the coming of Christ without mentioning
yeah.
him. Okay, um, but it wasn't so much that the people wanted to have a God they could see. They knew that their God was all around. Okay, it would be
Yeah,
blasphemous if they believed anything else. But
but
they just
yeah,
wanted one ruler, and that's what they had when they had Saul and David and Solomon.
and then Saul, he like God took his hands off because he started to not want to do as God was want him to do,
Well, you see,
so
Saul was very jealous. Okay, David
yeah,
originally was, he played the lyre. He played music for Saul. It would ease his headaches when he would be stricken with terrible headaches. And
mm-hmm,
David then eventually slew Goliath. And then when Saul and David would go out fighting a battle, when they came back, they would praise Saul as the slayer of hundreds, but they would praise David as the slayer of thousands. And Saul
mm-hmm.
became jealous because he thought David was going to take his kingdom. Bless you, bless you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
He thought that David was going to take his kingdom. So
Yeah,
he sent David away. And now David was also very good friends with Jonathan, who was Saul's son.
yeah,
Okay. And what happened was they were in battle, and Saul had given instructions that David was to be killed. But as it
mm-hmm,
turns out, Jonathan was killed, his son, and he grieved for his son, and then Saul fell on his sword.
mm-hmm.
Okay, and then David was anointed by Samuel as the next king of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You
This
like
man
that,
knows
huh?
his.
Oh
I
yeah,
like that knows his history.
Hey, I loved
oh yeah,
I loved religious history. Sunday school was like my favorite.
oh man, oh
Now,
yeah.
now you. All right. Just going back to politics for 1 second. Do you have somebody that you like that's running for president?
Huh?
Do you have anybody at all that you like is running as for president, or not really?
Yeah, I don't even know the candidates.
All right.
You sound like
I don't even know who's running.
you sound like Chad. Chad
Yeah,
would say the same exact thing.
that's
He,
okay.
he said
Yeah,
he wishes he could show an interest, but he has no interest at all in politics.
yeah.
I'm a political junkie. I love
Okay.
politics
That and you love religion, so
and religion. Yes, that's why I'm perfect
Oh
for this
yeah.
show.
because
Oh yeah.
that's what we do is religion and politics. So more religion on Friday and more politics on Monday.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Marcellus, we're gonna have to cut it short, okay?
Okay.
But please, next Friday, call up because Chad is really anxious to talk to you.
No,
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah. Now we start at 9. Chad
we start
usually
at 9. Chad usually gets on about
9:30.
9:30. So if you were to call